This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, sir. This
Yeah.
is Monica.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my bachelor's in commerce. I'm not from any of the technical backgrounds.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Somebody else then? Monica is done.
Hi, sir. This is Rachel.
Okay.
I have done my BPM and I have done supply chain in my MBA specialization. I have no work experience.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Rachel, Monica are done. Somebody else? Okay.
Hi, sir. This is Chinmay. I have
Mm-hmm.
just completed my MBA in finance and I have done my BCom as undergraduation. And even I don't have any technical background. And I have no work experience as well.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. So I'll just keep this in mind and maybe I'll plan accordingly. Okay. So that you people can understand in a better way. You guys are able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay, let's get started. So first we'll see what is BPM. You guys know what is BPM?
Management.
Have you guys heard about BPM? What is BPM? Okay, BPM is business process management, which means the name itself says managing a business, okay, in a proper way. Okay, business process management, managing the business process effectively. We can use a BPM tools actually. In the market, we have so many BPM tools available. Okay, so using these BPM tools, we can build some any of the applications very effectively and very quickly. First of all, what will be there in these BPM tools and all? We'll just discuss at a high level. Usually, technically, there are many languages available. You guys know any software knowledges in the market like Java, C, C++? Have you guys heard about this?
So we have no technical background. We are from finance and BCom. So we have no.
Yeah, you guys are
About,
from a non-technical background, I can understand. But have you guys heard about some technical languages?
we have heard
You
about
guys know
Java,
them, right? Yeah,
DevOps.
you
Yeah.
guys have heard about Java and all, right? Okay. Okay. So usually, most of the people, most of the customers prefer using Java because of its advantages and all. Okay. But the main problem here with Java is time taking. If you want to create a process, it will take a lot of time in Java. Okay. But for example, what is happening is there is a requirement for a customer, and technical team says, development team says, okay, for this requirement it will take minimum of 1 year or 6 months to complete and implement it. But in nowadays where technology is advancing like anything and decisions are made with decisions are changing within no time because of some business impact and all, what happens after 1 year is even the requirements that were given can be changed in 1 year, right? Because 1 year is too long nowadays uh, in in this in these days where the technology is advancing like anything. So here the problem statement is the time. If you want to go in Java or something, people don't have that much of time to wait for an year or 1.5 year, 2 years and all. They want to be done things within no time, but still they want Java. So in this, because of this reason, this made to create so many tools on Java. So for this problem, we have so many BPM tools that are built on Java. In a similar way, Appian is also a tool that is built on Java. In the backend, whatever we are doing, the Java code is generated. Okay, let me explain you in still layman terms. Suppose, say you are building a house. Okay, you are building a house. You can build a house just by laying a blocks. You know blocks, right? To build a house. It will take a lot of time to build a house using a blocks. This is similar of writing a Java code. Okay, if you want to build a house using blocks, it will take a lot of time, right? So, but suppose if somebody is providing an ability where already there are walls, there are roof, there are windows, there are doors, everything, just drag and drop, a wall is built. Just drag and drop, a slab is built. Just drag and drop, a window is there for you. Just drag and drop, a door is there for you. So within no time you can build a house. Yes or no? Okay, so yeah, so in a similar way, if you're dragging and dropping a wall, in the backend Java code is generated. So nowadays so many BPM tools are designed in such a way that within no time you can build your application. At the backend you will be having a Java code generated. Suppose if you want to customize your application, that is not available. Definitely you can build plugins using Java and you can use that. For example, if you want to build a house, not a flat roof, you want a cylindrical roof or something. In that case, you can definitely go to you can create something in Java and you can install that as a plugin and you can use that in your BPM tool like Appian and all. Any questions? Okay, just stop me if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in currently there are many BPM tools available in the market. Usually you guys might have heard about Pega tool. That is one of the top BPM tools available in the market. The next is Appian Bpm. We have IBM Bpm as well, Oracle Bpm, and we have some open sources as well. Open source BPM we call them, like JBPM, Activity, Camunda. These are open source BPM tools that are available in the market. Okay, we'll quickly jump into the Appian Bpm and we'll see the look and feel, how it looks and all, and what all user interfaces available. You guys are able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So usually when you guys log into Appian, so this is the first screen that you will be seeing, and this screen is called as tempo. You can see here tempo. Okay. The actual users in the customer who will be using the application, he'll be seeing this screen, and this screen is called tempo. Okay. And you can see these many tabs here: news, tasks, records, reports, and actions. So we'll discuss about these tabs just now in some time. Before that, I want to show you what and all user interfaces that are available and who can access what. Okay. So here, if you are dividing our users into three types. One is the actual user, the customer who will be using the application. The second one, the developer who will be developing the code, and admin who will be configuring the admin activities and all. Okay, if we are dividing our roles into these three types, so actual customer will be viewing this page. So all the activities a customer can perform will be available in this page. And if you just click on here you can see this many things. Admin console. Admin console is a place where all the admin activities happen, and only admins will have access to this admin console. This is how admin console looks. Yeah, so this is how admin console looks, and here we can do many things. If you want to create a user, this is a place where you can do. If you want to change the color, the theme, this logo, all you can perform it in the. There are many things that you can do in admin console. If you want to integrate with some other system, the certificates and all will be configured here. If you want to monitor the entire application, the current system activity, if you want to import the history and all, and rule performance and all, this and all we will see next classes. And if you want to install some plugins and all, that can be done here. These are all related to admin activities. Any questions? And the next one. So admin will have access to everything, and in addition, admin console will be accessed by only administrator. Now the next role, developer. The actual development, everything happens in this Appian designer. This is the place for developer, where actual developer codes everything here. Whatever you're seeing here, these are called as applications. And inside the application, you can create many objects. I'm just opening in a sample application. Here you can see so many objects. We call these as objects. So how many types of objects you can create? Here you can see all the types of objects: connected systems, constants, data store, data type, decision. So these many objects are there in Appian. Only these many objects are there. So you can very well create all these objects here. And the next one is cloud database. So Appian themselves are providing an option, a database in SQL. So whatever, if you want to store some data of the business data and all, that can be stored here. You can see tables, views, you can create procedures as well. So these are the tables. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, just stop me if you have any questions or if something is not clear. Now quickly, we'll jump into this tempo and we'll see what is here. Okay, so here the first tab you can see is news tab. So before going to news tab, I'll just want to discuss about actions. Usually any user, suppose he wants to create a request, he wants to submit a request, say it can be anything, a leave request or something. So he can initiate that request from here, an action. I'll just open a sample action that you guys can just relate to it. See, climb initiation is an action. I'm just clicking on it. This is a sample form where user can enter some details and he can submit. Okay, it means in actions, users can initiate any action. He can start any. For example, you guys might have seen online banking portals and all, right? Or else if you are working in a company or something, if you want to submit a leave, there will be some place in your portal. I'm sorry, where you'll be clicking on the leave, submit your leave request or something. There will be entering your details, and then the leave request will be going to your supervisor or something. Correct? So in a similar way, actions are the place where users can just go there and they can perform their action that is required, that is assigned in. Again, based on their roles, the action visibility is controlled. As I'm an admin, I'm able to see all the actions inside the application, inside the system. But in ideally, for every user, only the specific actions that he can perform will be visible here. Okay. Okay, and now we'll just move on to news tab. News tab. You guys might know about Facebook, Twitter, and all, right? Feeds that will be available in the Facebook, Twitter, and all. So in a similar way, if you want to view whatever is happening in the in the entire application or in the system, we can just configure a news feed, and that feed can be available here. Okay. And I haven't said one of the major advantage of Appian. I haven't discussed that. When compared to other Bpm tools, Appian was the first one to launch a mobile app. Okay, the Appian was the first one to launch a mobile app. So using that mobile app, users can very well perform their activities directly from the mobile itself. Now other Bpm tools have also launched the mobile app, but Appian was the first one to do this. And one more advantage of Appian is low code. Within no time, with very less code, we can build applications. Okay, so we have discussed actions and news. News, as I just said, news are just feeds. For example, I have created a leave request and it has gone to my manager for approval. Manager can just check his news feeds. He can directly see here, Shakit has applied for leave. Do you want to approve or reject? You can just click on approve. It will get approved. If you want to reject, you can just do it from news tab itself. So moreover, news is just like the feeds about what's happening inside the application or something. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. The next tab here we can see is tasks tab. Just now I have said I have applied for a leave and it has gone to my manager. So all the tasks that are assigned to me will be available in the tasks tab. Okay, here I'll be able to see the tasks that are assigned to me and my department. I can say, suppose I'm a part of finance department and a task can be assigned to an individual or a group. A group in the sense a set of people that are in a department. As I said, a finance department. We have a concept called groups in Appian. Groups in one group there will be multiple users. Okay, so in the tasks tab we'll be able to see all the tasks that are assigned to me and my group. Suppose in a group there are some 10 people and I am just opening the task. Once I open the task, I'll have an ability to accept it. If I'm accepting it, then the task is no longer available to other group members. Okay, if I'm not working it, then I can reassign back the task to the entire group. Okay, this is how it works. This is about tasks. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Yeah. The next tab we can see here is records. I'm creating a request and it will be stored in the database. Ideally, if I'm creating something, we have to store it, right? So that will be stored in the database where I have showed the cloud database. This is the place. In these tables, I'll be creating a table and be storing that request in this table. And user, the actual customer, will not have access to database ideally. And so that as they don't have access to database, and if the customer wants to see the data, how we can do that? We have to create something for them where they can see the request or whatever it may be in a proper format. So records is the place where they can view the data, actual data. Okay, here you can see the customers records and all, claim records and all. Means user, just by clicking on this record, he'll be able to see the details that are already stored in the database in this form. If you still want to drill down and you check more details, he can click on that record and he can very well see this. So ideally, records is the place where user can access the data from the tables, from the database. Is it clear? Okay. The next tab here you can see is reports. Reports. In these days, whatever the data you are having, the business wants to see everything in a report or something. For example, if so many requests are created, they want a report to view how many were approved, how many were not approved, how many were approved within time, how many were delayed. They want to see such data in a pie chart, bar chart, in the form of an Excel or something. We can create a report and we can view that in the reports tab. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is about our tempo. Okay, tempo. I'll just quickly brief about these 5 tabs that we have just discussed. The first one is news tabs. News tab is nothing but the fields where we can view that is happening within the application. And the tasks tab, we can view all the tasks that are assigned to me and my group. In the records tab, where user can see the data that is present in the database in the required format. And the reports, if you want to see some aggregated data in the form of a pie chart or bar chart or in an Excel or something, that can be viewed in a report. Actions. Action is the actual place, tab where user can initiate his actions or their request. Okay, this is about tempo. Now, there was a problem. There was a problem statement from the users saying that I'm just using one of these tabs. I'm not using the remaining tabs. For example, I have just my job is just to go to records and check a record. In that case, there is no need of having news, tasks, records, reports, and actions for me. It's really confusing for me. So this was a feedback from some of the customers. So for this reason, sites came into place. Sites, SITES. Okay. So in sites, what happen is developer can configure only the required pages for the user, and the user can view only those pages. Here, all these are sites. I'll just open you a sample site. Okay, here I'm just configuring a task report here. It's just one report I'm just configuring. Okay, so you can configure multiple pages. At the maximum 5 pages you can configure using sites. See here I have configured 3 pages. Okay, and this is a site where we can customize the pages that are required by the customer. Any questions? Okay, and now we'll quickly create an application, and we'll see what are objects that are available in Appian. To create an application, just go to design. You can navigate to designer from tempo, Appian designer. You can just click on Appian designer. It will take you to here. Here just click on new application. Here you have 3 options: create an application, create from scratch, create using application builder, create using application builder full. So Appian is providing some features where by default some forms, some databases, everything will be created. A basic request flow will is already available. If you want to use that, you can select this basic and full options. But just now to show you, I'm creating it from scratch.
Excuse me, sir.
Sorry.
I have a question. What's the difference between that application builder basic, full, and scratch?
Yeah. So in the scratch, there will be no objects created. Okay. In the basic, there will be some basic objects already created for us. For example, I want to request for example, I want a basic request form on something, a basic request flow that is already available here. You can just select basic. So that is available for you ready-made. That is an out-of-box functionality provided by the Appian. And in the full, where you can have the reports also available for it. Here you can see a full application will create a single record type with supporting interfaces, process models, and other objects. Additionally, it will also include reporting, document management, activity history. So all these things Appian itself is providing for us. If you want if your requirement is in such a way, you can just click on this create full application. Just select the data source. Data source is nothing but the database that is already we have seen just now, the cloud database, and you can click on continue. So many objects for this use case will be created for you, but I'll do it later on. I just want to show you ideally the user requirement and these application application builder full that is created by Appian may not be same. So that's why I'm just showing you how to create a new application. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So I'm creating an application from scratch here. So whenever you are creating an application or any object, it is a best practice to enter the description. It's not mandatory, but it is a best practice. So I have just entered the application name and I have entered some description, and I'm just clicking on create. Yeah, a new application is created for me, and here you can see no objects available because I have not created any objects. Now we'll discuss about what are these object types and what is the purpose of each object quickly. Here you can see all these objects are arranged in alphabetical order. Okay, the first one you can see here is connected systems. Appian is a different system. Suppose if you want to connect with some other systems in the sense that can be anything, that can be an SAP system, that can be a Google system or anything, some other system. We can integrate our Appian system with other system in 3 ways. Using connected systems we can connect, using integration we can connect, using web API we can connect. Okay, just remember, if you want to integrate our Appian system with some external system can be anything. It can be a document management, it can be an SAP, it can be an Azure system, anything. If you want to connect with some other external system, the options that are available for you is you can create a connected system, or you can create an integration object, or you can create an web API. Using these 3 ways we can connect with external system. We'll dig into it in our coming classes. Okay, and the next one is constant. Constant in constant we can store some values. For example, I believe everybody should be using the credit cards, right? So when you are using your credit cards, you will be having a bill generation date and a bill payment date. Suppose in my system, every bank will have their own policies. Like after bill generation date, the customer has to pay his or her bill within 15 days. Maybe that can be a standard policy for them. In future, if they want to change that date 15 days to 20 days or something, suppose assume in such cases, if at all they have hard coded that value 15 in their code, it is very difficult for them to change that 15 to 20 in all the places. For example, I have written if this bill generation, the payment date should be 15 days after bill generation date. So if I have hard coded that value 15 everywhere in my code, so it will be tedious task for me to change in all the places. For example, if I have written this, if I have hard coded this 15 at 10 places, so if I have to change that 15 to 20, I have to touch all the 10 modules that I have done the change. Instead of, I can just create a constant saying, and I can store this 15 value in that constant. And if at all there is a change from 15 to 20, I can go to this constant, I can just update from 15 to 20. So this value will be reflected everywhere that I have used the constant. Is it clear? I think when we are creating these constants and all, you guys will understand more and better. And the next one you can see here is data store and data type. So data type is very important. We use this a lot. When constants also use a lot. Data type we call usually as CDT, custom data type. We use custom CDTs a lot. We used to create a lot of CDTs. CDTs ideally contains a set of attributes or data. For example, I'm creating a form. Okay, it contains some 5 fields or something. So whenever I'm filling the details and I'm clicking on submit, I want all these details to be stored in the database. So to perform this, the first step I'll be doing is I'll be creating a CDT with all those fields. I'll show you how this CDT looks like. If you want to filter based on these objects, you can just select that filter. You can see that here. Yeah, so this is how a CDT looks like. a name type. Okay, so we will discuss about CDT in the coming days when we are when we'll be creating a CDTs and all. Okay, now this is about CDT, and about the next one we can see here is data store. We have created a CDT, and we have to suppose we want to create a table in the database, or else already a table is created. To have that connectivity from database to the system, we have to create a data store. So using a data store, we can store the data into the database. Okay, so ideally we'll be creating a CDT, and then the second step, we have to create a table in the database. If table is not there, we have to create the table in the database, then establish a connection using data store. So data store will help in storing our data in the database. So in the coming classes, we'll be creating a data store as well, and there we'll try to explore a lot on it. And the next object we can see here is decision. This is one of the latest objects provided by Appian. I'm sorry, latest features provided by Appian, where we can configure the decisions very friendly, very user friendly. We can configure some decisions there, and we can pass some input, and based on decisions we can get our outputs. Okay, document. One of the best feature of Appian is document generation or storing documents and all. Automatically, based on some data, we can generate different types of documents in Appian. Okay, so this is about document and the expression rules. Ideally, in Appian, we'll be creating many expression rules, where we'll be writing different type of logics. All the logics and these things will be written in expression rule. The next one is feed. We have seen news tab, right, in Tempo. So this news tab. So if you using feed, we'll be seeing this data. Okay, to see the data in the news tab, we have to create a feed object. The next one we can see here is folder. Folder is nothing but a normal folder, just like in our Windows, we will be creating a folder, right? So here we can store all our objects inside the folders. The next one is groups. Yeah, I think I have just discussed about groups some time back. To segregate the departments or something, we can create different groups, and we can assign security based on the groups or individuals. And integration we have just discussed. And the next one is interface. In Appian terminology, interface means a form. Form means when you are clicking on some action or request, you will be seeing some data, right? We call that as an interface. This is a sample form. Okay. And the next one is process model. Ideally, BPM means workflow. In any BPM tool, there will be workflow. That workflow in Appian will be writing in process model. I'll quickly show how a process model looks for you. Yeah, so this is a workflow. So here we have different type of nodes and smart services. In coming classes, we'll discuss about all these nodes and how to configure the workflows and all. And the next one here you can see is query rule. Now we have seen using data store, you can store data into database. Now to query that, to get that data, to show that data and all, we have to write some queries, right? So we can create query entities or query rules. Query rules are deprecated now. I mean, if you want to create a query rule in latest versions, that option is deprecated. But if you have already created in older versions, to view them, we have this object here. In coming days, this will be removed. So to query data, the best way is using query entity. We will discuss that as well in the coming days. A record type. So the data that is available in the records tab is nothing but the record type object that we'll be creating. If you create a record type, that will be visible in the records tab for you. The similar way, if you're creating a report, that is available for you in Tempo in the report tab. Site. Just now we have discussed about site as well, where max we can configure 5 pages. And web API also we have discussed it just now. Any questions here? I mean, definitely we'll be digging we'll be creating each of these objects, and we'll be getting more information at that time. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. You guys have something to practice, or you're just planning to just listen these things?
We'll practice, sir.
So you guys have environment to practice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So just go through these things and try to create some application. Okay. And we'll continue maybe in the next class.
Okay, sir.
So, do we have to install this or something like that?
No, this is not something we can install. Ideally, again, two types of environments will be there. One is cloud and one is on-premise. Okay. So whatever we are doing here is on cloud.
Okay.
Cloud in the sense there will be a
Yeah,
URL. They'll be having a
basically,
username and password. Yeah.
we don't have anything to practice on. So if you provide us something or something like that, then we can practice. So
No, I don't have anything for you guys for now.
okay.
Maybe I have to check and maybe I'll get back to you.
Okay. So
Okay. Prakash, you are there?
I don't think he's there.
Okay, fine. Okay then. Okay. How was the session like? Was going too fast or too slow? That's fine.
It
It's
was
good.
good.
Sorry.
It was good, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's catch up in the next class. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, sir.